And so now finding the balance of who I am and what I need and what I want and what I like, because those are two different things, right? I like this, I want this, but do I need this?
Right.
And really and that kind of birthed the Maza I am today.
Right.
But it took a lot of really like processing. You swipe your card, it's processing. And it was a lot of that.
And compromise.
And compromise, what I want, what I need, what I like, what I don't like. That's a lot of compromise where I like this, but I may not be able to do this, right?
And it's not always just like things that you do. It could also be like things that you don't do, things that you're not aware of, or, like we're talking about relationships, not giving compliments enough, or, things like that a lot of us, and not to the gender stereotype, but a lot of men kind of like, we don't think about that stuff a lot. Like everything's good. There's no reason to talk about it. That's how it goes.
Like, why are we talking about this?
Right.
It's no problem.
Yeah. Like, of course you're pretty. Why do I have to say it all the time? Right.
Don't you know?
Right. You have mirrors. Right. But see, the difference between us, I think, is that, I think we're 30, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was 30.
Right? Which is funny because that's what I say to my kids. I say, don't get married until you're 30. Because it is self-discovery, right?
Yeah.
So you had the opportunity to go through that a bit. I mean, we're always kind of going through that, but you had a chance to go through some self-discovery as an adult that I really didn't. I was married at 20 years old.
Oh, my God.
So I had a wife, but I couldn't legally buy beer, right?
What was I doing at 20? I don't even know.
Right. It's crazy. Yeah. Which means, we were so young when we started dating. When my ex-wife and I first started dating, I think I had been 17 for like a month. Like we started officially dating 1 month after I turned 17.
Yeah.
And that was it until I was in my 40s. Like we were together.
That's crazy.
Right. So we were kids, and we didn't really have that time of finding out who we are, the self-discovery as adults. We didn't have that single adult life. You're in your 20s and you're going out and you're going on dates, or you're going out with friends and you're learning who you are. We didn't have that. Which not everybody does, and for some people works out just fine.
Yeah.
In our case, it really didn't work out because as we grew together, we also grew apart. And over time, that ultimately killed the relationship.
And so I wrote something down because you said, you got married at 20, which is just mind-boggling to me. Just because I don't even remember what I was doing at 20.
I keep seeing on social media,
I don't even know where
all these people
working.
are like, my parents at 20, and they're like married or whatever, with kids, and then now they're out partying. Like that's what it was.
I don't even know what I was maybe working at Ross. I don't even know. Like I don't know what I was doing at 20. And it's not like, oh, that was 50 years ago. No, it wasn't. It was 18 years ago. But but it's so funny because part of that self-discovery, and sometimes it takes a while for people to kind of discover who they are, because you can run from you for years. If someone else likes me, then I don't have to worry about liking me because they do. And sometimes you kind of live on not necessarily self-gratification, but the gratification of someone else. And so for me, I went from relationship
external approval.
I went from relationship to relationship to relationship in my 20s. And I didn't necessarily have to focus on me because, well, she likes me, and so I must be good. I don't have to improve because someone likes me.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to discover who I was. And so I ran from me for a while. And that it didn't come until later on in life. And then I was like, do I even like me? I know I like from an external perspective, I like what I'm doing, right? I like that I went to Europe and spent 21 days there.
Yeah.
I like that I did this, but do I like me?
So the superficial was fine.
Yeah, that was good. But I think that's part of the challenge sometimes is you can run from you. I don't want to go the extreme and say your entire life, but for years and months and days, you can run from you until you decide to, okay, let me see who I am. And if I like who I see in the mirror,
right.
Do I like who I am and how I process? Do I like how I make decisions? Do I like that?
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get caught up in the decision that you made and you forget, well, do you like how you process to make that decision? Because sometimes that's the lesson.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the fact that, oh, that was a bad decision. And how you process decisions, that's what you've got to change. And so for me, that's what I had to kind of discover was who I am and do I like, because that's what ultimately changed. That's what caused the pivot, was I didn't like me. I wasn't necessarily depressed. I just didn't like, when I looked in the mirror,
Yeah.
I didn't like, I got to change so that if I'm in a room by myself, just me and nothing else, I'm content. And I don't have to do this, or I don't have to do this or be with this person to be happy. I'm happy because I like me.
See, that's the key. And I think that's the benefit of going through that phase of self-discovery before you find a serious relationship is, you have to like yourself, right? That they say that a lot, where you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else.
You got to date you before you can date someone
Something
else.
like that, yeah. Thanks for watching. Click here for the full episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Nailed it!